I can't quite understand why this anime is so good. I mean, it's just so many good things about it that it just is around every corner. So many good decisions have been made about this anime that just lends itself to be such a good one. I mean, from start to finish. This episode, she goes home, and yes, even though she's home, she gets to solve another case. Now, that has no relation to anything else. Was something a double, like, suicide pact type deal, or was it murder and suicide? Like, what was it going out? Come to find out, she's able to solve everything and figure out who did it, why they did it, and then of course she's speculating, okay, then who else was involved in this? Like, were they trying to be bought out? Of course they had hush money, and it's like, how much, the case is over with. So they're like, oh man. All right, let's break this down one thing at a time, and let's just piece this together, because this is such a good anime and such a good episode. Let's piece this together. First things first, I did not know how good her father actually is. This man is a master detective. Like, you wouldn't think so much about this guy, but all of Maomao's deductive reasoning and gathering of clues and everything, she learned from him. And to see both of them in action as she gathers him to the scene of the crime, and he just kind of looks it over and just like, all right, I'm done here, and tries to like talk her through, like, okay, so what do you think happened? Because here we are, we see how smart and intelligent Maomao is in each and every episode. We've seen her solve all these crimes, mysteries, and such as the episodes go on. But to see this guy involved with her, and he's just like, has everything figured out already, and while she's still being Maomao, figuring this stuff out, and we as the audience are trying to figure out with her, he's like, yeah, I already got it, don't worry about it, it's already taken care of. It's like, wow, no wonder she's so smart and gets it from. She lives under this guy's roof, and we just now see how good he is. Like, I want to know a backstory about him. Why isn't there an anime about him? Because he's so good. It's like, all right, what happened in his youth? What made him be this good as far as in deductive reasoning, and of course, the apothecary stuff? It feels like we know this is kind of a detective show, but it feels like you have both a detective show and then like a medicine show together. And him, I want to know what happened in his past. I want to know about him and his backstory, and give me an anime about him, like some crazy detective anime, and then he also does medicine on the side. They did it, and oh, and by the way, here's some medicine for your poison. That's what I want to see. Here you have the master, here you have the apprentice, and even though we are on Maomao's side, the fact that she's getting smoked because he's already figured everything out, and it's like, don't worry about it. Lord, poor Liaku. The grandmother wants, of course, Maomao to bring more guys to their establishment, and if Maomao does such, they're just gonna milk every single one of these guys dry. Blissful nights, if you will. Now, granted, poor Maomao is tasked with this. It's just kind of like a side thing, but it's actually quite hilarious that she's doing this. And let us talk about the blissful ignorance of these hairpins. Poor Maomao still doesn't understand the whole hairpin stuff, how it all works, and what it all means to actually get a hairpin. She's thinking it's more of a transactional thing. Like, oh, okay, I'm giving this guy, he allows me outside the royal palace, and by him letting, having that happen, then I like tit for tat trade, like, here, you could have this for this and for this and for that. And poor Jenshi is like sitting there like, what? Like, what repayment have you done for this Haku guy, which brought about the funniest moment in the whole episode. This moment, I was dying laughing, because the fact is, thanks to Maomao's phrasing, it made it sound like she just basically had a one night stand with the guy. And as we know, Jenshi has kind of a thing for Maomao. And he, of course, is jealous that she didn't use the hairpin that he gave her to, like, you know, go out and have a good time. Now, granted, she still is unsure how the hairpin stuff works, and she thought she had to do some type of repayment. So that's why she was telling him, like, I didn't call on you because I didn't know what I could get for you, or, you know, get you for his repayment. And of course, he's like, wait a minute. What did you give this guy? If you think this is a transactional repayment thing, what did you give this one guy? And then, of course, with her phrasing, it made it sound like she had a good time with him, which isn't at all what happened. But this guy's soul left his body, and it's just complete. Oh my Lord, it was so funny. As she's just like, wait, what's happening? Here, let me clean you up. And then, of course, she exits the room, and the concubine is just dying laughing, which is basically the exact same expression I had in this moment, as this guy is, oh man. Like I said, I turn it right back around to what I said before. Why is this anime so good? I can't understand how good this anime is. It lends itself so well with the mysteries, with the comedy. Like, look at this scene. Look at this scene. You would never have thought that a scene like this would be in this anime unless you actually watched it. You see how good and beautifully drawn all the characters are. Shoot, the main theme song has Maomao dancing around, and like the most beautiful scenes in artistry done. And then you have something like this happen. It's just hilarious, absolutely hilarious. And of course, this is how this episode ends. Now, the preview for next episode does look to be actually really, really good. The whole fact that literally the name of the episode is either called Suicide or Murder. So it looks like they're gonna have another detective work thing that they're gonna have to deduce. And I'm actually all for it, because the deduction for this episode was actually quite nice. And I had an inclination of how it was gonna happen, because she was trying to figure out that they have like the wheat stalks are like straws and such. And it's almost like they're seeing it for the first time. It's very interesting. It's the fact that using that as a means to try to murder someone, pretty cool. Regardless of that fact, let me know what you guys think. This is a very good anime, and if you haven't seen it, you are completely missing out. I cannot stress that. If there's been a single episode you skipped or anything, there shouldn't. You should see every single episode. This is really good. And aside from that, I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Definitely let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, and make sure you guys are liking the video as well. If you're not subscribed, please, so that way you guys can see more for this anime and several others here on the channel. You guys be safe and take care, Lord willing. I will see you next time. Bye-bye for now. Make sure to check out the extra content on our Patreon page, and thanks to our current patrons.
This ain't what you want, bitch, I'm a fucking phenomenon.